First up, we're in Jacksonville, Florida, where 28-year-old Lee Rodarte Jr. is being questioned about the disappearance of his girlfriend and co-worker, 21-year-old Savannah Gold. 3 days earlier, Savannah was reported missing by her family after she failed to report for a shift at the restaurant she worked at with Rodarte. According to police, security footage from the restaurant parking lot showed Savannah getting into Rodarte's car just after 5:30 p.m. And then, what appeared to be a brief physical struggle between the two before Rodarte drove away with Savannah still inside the car. It's the last time she was seen alive. Savannah's car and purse were found later that evening in the parking lot. 3 days after Savannah went missing, Rodarte has been brought in for questioning, and detectives Ray Reeves and Michelle Solig have noticed a cut on his neck.
What happened to your neck?
That was self-inflicted, actually.
Why?
I just have been having kind of a hard time.
What did you use?
A knife.
When did you do that?
Sometime in July.
You did that in July and it's still bloody?
Well, I kind of peel the scab here and there at work, hitting it on stuff like that. I peeled it last night working.
Rodarte tells detectives he broke up with Savannah that night and later saw her leave the restaurant in a green pickup truck. Detectives want to know why he didn't report this information earlier.
You knew from in essence, from day one that she's missing, and you freaked out that you had to know.
Obviously, I was the last one to see her, so I was a little bit scared at that.
How do you know you just said you weren't the last one to see her? You just said somebody in a truck.
Well, the last one to see her at Bonefish.
Okay.
The last one she's heard from.
Right.
I had contact with that anybody knows of.
Sure.
Detectives confront Rodarte with the surveillance footage.
She never got out of your back seat. Video cameras don't lie. How do you think I know this information, Lee? I wasn't there, but a video camera caught it.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know.
That passenger door comes open and shuts, comes open and shuts. She never gets out of that car. And you drive off. There is no green truck. We're fact finders, Lee. I don't have anything personal against you.
No, not at all.
Where did you go with her, Lee? Be human. You're a human. You're a man. Where did you go with her? I know you're not that cruel inside. Seriously. Where did you go with her? I'm begging you, Lee. Please. What was going on in the back seat? What was going on in the back seat? For the doors to be kicked open. I wouldn't know this because I wasn't there. I would never know this unless we had video of it, correct? Yes, correct. That door kicked over 3 times. Obviously something went on in that back seat.
For nearly 3 hours, detectives push Rodarte for a confession until he finally breaks.
You can do this. You can do the right thing.
She was hitting me. She wouldn't stop, and I just squeezed back. We went back and forth, and I just squeezed her hard.
You squeezed her around her neck? Or?
She had her hands around mine.
Okay.
You had yours around hers, and y'all were just fighting back with each other.
She just wouldn't let go. I didn't let go.
You got the hard
Freaked
part.
out.
Okay.
I left. All I wanted to do was
You're doing good, buddy.
It's a pond on the west side of Club du Clay.
Club du Clay? Okay.
Alone in the room, Rodarte continues to mutter to himself.
Idiot Lee. Stupid.
Rodarte led police to a lake 8 miles away, where he dumped Savannah's body. Her remains were recovered the next morning. Rodarte was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. 3 years later at trial, he pled guilty to second-degree murder, and all other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison with no possibility of parole. First up, we're in Medford, Oregon, where local police are interrogating 22-year-old Russell Jones II, a person of interest in the disappearance of a local man, 50-year-old Aaron Fryer. 1 hour earlier, Jones was detained for questioning in the case, along with his 2 friends, Aaron's 15-year-old daughter Ellie Fryer and her 19-year-old boyfriend Gavin McFarland. According to news reports, earlier that morning, Aaron's ex-wife requested a police welfare check on Aaron and Ellie, who lived together. Tensions were high in the household because Aaron, Ellie's father, didn't approve of McFarland dating his underage daughter. Aaron was recently granted a no-contact order against McFarland. Police arrived at the Fryer home and found an empty house, a large pool of blood on the couch, and a trail of blood to the driveway. Ellie and her father were not there. Police geolocated Ellie's phone, and an hour later found her, McFarland, and Russell Jones walking on a nearby street. Officers detained them. Now they're suspects in separate interrogation rooms being questioned about Aaron's disappearance. Jones, for one, seems to be cooperating, telling an officer about his personal protection business and how Ellie recently became a client.
Like, I protect people, like I said, but I try not to resort to violence.
Good.
I always try and talk to the person. Her father is a drunk compared to what she's told me. And I've only talked to him over the phone probably once or twice. He seemed really not that good of a father.
Really?
But after detectives get Jones a fast food meal and leave him alone in the interrogation room, he starts talking to himself.
It wasn't really self-defense so much as it was defending her.
And then, directly to camera.
So listen here. Ellie Fryer is my client, my protectee. I would like to see her. Asking. Being polite. I know you're looking directly at me, aren't you?
The longer Jones talks, the stranger his rant becomes. At one point, he realizes that the device on the desk will turn off the audio recording device in the room and starts to play with it.
Red means you can't hear me. Green, you can. Gavin and Ellie are to be released to me. What is it when a cop car is towed by a tow truck? Pulled port. So, we can do this the nice way and we negotiate, or we can do it the hard way and I can release my bipolar. Which actually, you don't really want that.
When the detectives return and the questioning resumes, Jones's demeanor quickly changes.
Did you know going over last night?
That Gavin was gonna kill him? No.
Or assault him?
Well, probably assault, but I didn't expect him to actually kill him. Just like probably a few broken ribs or something.
Jones said that while Ellie's father, Aaron, slept on his couch, Ellie let Jones and her boyfriend McFarland into the house. McFarland bludgeoned Aaron to death with a baseball bat because the couple were angry that Aaron was trying to keep them apart. Medford police said McFarland and Jones put Aaron's body and the murder weapon in the trunk of his car. Then the trio dumped them at a remote site and abandoned the vehicle. They were walking home when police picked them up. Jones led detectives to Aaron's body and the bat, about 20 miles away. Jones, McFarland, and Ellie were all arrested that day and charged with Aaron's murder. 4 years later, all three took plea deals, with Jones pleading no contest to conspiracy to commit murder and attempting to commit a Class A felony for helping dispose of Aaron Fryer's body. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Ellie pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and no contest to conspiracy to commit a Class A felony. She was sentenced to 25 years. McFarland pled guilty to murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life.